I'm Laura Spence, and we're here at the St. Petersburg Grand Prix to learn about the STEM of racing. In our district, we are focusing on STEM education, getting the kids involved in STEM careers. How is STEM involved in what you do every single day?
Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of technology involved in racing, and for us race car drivers, we rely a lot on the technology to do its thing and do it well. And there's a lot of obviously young kids that come to events like this and see what racing's all about, and then they get into engineering, and then next thing you know, they become team members and high-end mechanics and engineers, and help us make those cars faster. You ready?
My name is Dalton Kellett. I drive the number 67 K-Line Insulators USA and 1080 Education Indy Lights car with Pinellas Racing. I have an engineering degree, so I love anything we can do to use racing to promote STEM and get out there and kind of spread that message. And specifically what I do as the driver is, I obviously drive the race car, but then I have to take the feedback that I feel how the car's handling all that and relay that to my engineers. So we're always working with STEM professionals, whether it's race engineers, mechanics, engine engineers, and all that. There's a lot of STEM work that goes on to make the race car go fast. Basically what we're going to do here is we're going to take the settings that the engineers have come up for the springs and the suspension and all that. Mechanics are going to use our reference pad and set the car up for the track here. So it's a bumpy track, we're going to have a little more ride height, softer springs and all that. If we actually come and look at the car, the first thing you notice with these cars, we have wings, unlike most road cars. What that does, it's basically an inverted airfoil, so it produces downforce, not lift in a downward direction. So it's like an airplane flipped upside down. And that, and that basically presses the car down onto the ground, increases the normal force of the contact patch without adding weight, so you don't add inertia to the car. That lets you corner faster.
What's the exterior of your car made out of?
So the whole car, the whole chassis, the tub, all the bodywork, the panels, the wings, it's all made out of carbon fiber, so it's a composite material, so you have the lightweight and stiffness that you'd get with, say, aerospace grade aluminum, but you also have the impact resistance of a polymer with the epoxy that's used to bond the fibers together. So it's very tough, but also very light. And the suspension is made out of a steel alloy that's welded. You can see the joints there. And for both us and IndyCar, all the suspension components are either steel or aluminum. The uprights are machined aluminum. The covers are carbon fiber. We also have, see here, we have safety tethers on the wheel made out of Kevlar. So if all these pieces break, this strap will still attach to the car on a hard point, and that'll keep the wheel from flying off. And then the side of the car, the black carbon fiber piece here, is called the underwing. So if you were to section kind of the middle of the side pod in a side view, you'd actually see a big airfoil. So the whole underside of the car is one big kind of Venturi tunnel shape, and as the air goes in that kind of swoopy section there, it accelerates under the car, gets ejected under the wing, and that creates, as the air accelerates along that path, it creates suction, which then pulls the car down onto the ground. So it's basically another wing. So most of the downforce comes from the bottom of the car. The wings are really more just for tuning.
So, I mean, you have a lot of experience racing, but it sounds like your educational background really enhances what you're doing. Do you agree?
I would certainly agree. It gives me a level of understanding that's a little beyond just the basic kind of, the main benefit for me is that when I'm dealing with the engineers and we're testing, I can relate to them on a technical level. And most guys, it's more pronounced at a lower formula. Once you get to Indy Lights, IndyCar level, all the drivers, you really need to have a very strong technical background, but I still think I have a little bit of an edge. I have noticed that little bit more.
It sounds like it.